Although games themselves are going to be the most important thing when it comes to next generation hardware and what people actually want out of next generation hardware, and probably the main deciding factor on which console they're going to get at launch. Let's face it, unless you're, Rockefeller or something, you're not going to be able to afford, two $600 consoles and games, and it doesn't make much sense to own both right away anyway, as most of the games are going to be shared and there's going to be few exclusives at launch to begin with. But with that being said, there's always going to be a quest, a task. People want to know what that next big game is, that next big app, that killer feature. And now we might have an idea of what Sony has up its sleeve for the PlayStation 5 for that. And I find this to be very, very interesting for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is, look at what Sony did to bring to this generation, right, with the PS4. I know a lot of people might not think Sony did a lot, but in reality, look where we started, okay? Like, they introduced the screenshot button and the game share button, right? Where you can sort of share some footage or share your screenshot to various social medias and stuff like that. It was so popular that Xbox fans requested it and got it. Nintendo added that feature right into the Switch with its own dedicated button. And so that's something that they brought into this generation, and now they're betting heavily on innovating and bringing something into next generation as well, which sounds pretty significant and pretty interesting according to this new patent called scene tagging, which is basically a system of sharing content as well. So this is also something that could recreate a recorded event or share user-generated content, which I think would be very, very interesting. It actually reads that it includes the generation by a user of a content associated with a video game, and is represented by a recording of an event that recorded in a title during a game session. The content would be associated with the data pins, including, for example, the area in which it was captured, the content generated by the user. It is the law, and the metadata associated with it can be stored in a database. Other users can then search and view the content, but not only that, the content generated by the user can be used to recreate the recorded event. So basically, if you record yourself doing something, other people can look at that and then recreate that same thing in their own games, which sounds pretty interesting to me. Again, we're going to be getting into a lot of different new features. What are these things going to do differently to where we can have something that we haven't had before? I think that's the main problem. We've been getting so much lately in terms of features and games and stuff like that. I think it's going to be super important to be able to have something like that, just to go ahead and say, hey, this is going to be the next big thing, and then hopefully everybody else follows suits or whatever, because it sounds pretty interesting to me. Like, I wouldn't have thought something as simple as screenshots was going to be a big deal, but here we are, and it ends up being a pretty damn big deal. So I will link this article. You guys can let me know. Does that sound very interesting to you for the PS5? Let me know. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.